Welcome fight fans to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be going over a popular myth in modern day boxing, and we're going to say, is it real or are we going to debunk it? And that myth is that Israil Madrimov is a cherry pick for Bud Crawford. Guys, this is a new series called Talking Points. This is going to be episode 3 of the series. If you haven't caught episode 1 or 2, that whole playlist is tagged in this video below. Alright guys, it was only 12 months ago when we would speak about the 154-pound division, and actually, we really wouldn't speak about it. There wasn't too many exciting matchups to be stoked about for the boxing media and boxing fans. But fast forward to today, and the 154-pound division is stacked. To refresh everybody, the champs in the division, the WBA holder is Israil Madrimov, the WBC and WBO holder is Seb Fundora, and the IBF champion is Murtazaev. I should also mention Jermell Charlo, just for the sake of his resume and what he's done over his career. I'll bring him up here, but we won't talk about him the rest of the video. He hasn't fought in over 2 years since the Brian Castano fight. Moving forward, in all the boxing groups and forums and pages that I run, one of the common narratives that I keep seeing is the fact that Bud Crawford has cherry-picked Israil Madrimov. And the more I think about it and the more I try to respond to people, I'm starting to think that they're just not trolling. They might not be in the know. And therefore, I wanted to do this video to educate the fight fans, the casuals, and everyone in between. Is Madrimov a cherry pick? Or is this going to be a tough fight? And stay tuned to the end of the video, and that's where we're going to challenge that thought and debunk it, and it'll be up to you guys. Next, let's address the cherry pick mantra. If it was a cherry pick, these people who are saying that must be saying that Crawford went an easy route. Now, who is the tougher route? Is it Canelo? Now, we know Canelo doesn't want that fight. So in my head, the only way people could make sense to me that Bud is cherry picking Madrimov is if Canelo said yes to the Bud fight and Bud said no. All right, we know that isn't the case. Next point, Bud Crawford has spoken to anyone who would listen that he wants to become undisputed in 3 separate divisions. He's done it in 40, he's done it in 47. The reason why the Canelo fight made sense in his head, because if he fights at 68 and beats Canelo, that's 1 fight to become undisputed. When that didn't materialize, the next best step for Bud was to move up a division to 154 and challenge these belts. And we already spoke about who carries the belts. Now let's talk about the recipe and the equation that has to happen for Bud to become undisputed in the 3 divisions. We know this August he fights Madrimov. If he beats Madrimov, he has the WBA belt. The following month, Seb Fundora is in contracts to fight Errol Spence Jr. for Seb's WBO and WBC belt. Now you have to think that Terence Crawford will fight that winner. And then the only missing puzzle piece is the Murtazaev fight because he carries the IBF. Now, if you say cherry pick, you would also be insinuating that Madrimov is an easier fight than Murtazaev or Fundora. We know that he can't fight Fundora because Fundora is coming off the Zoo fight and Fundora is matching up with Errol, and Fundora is suspended medically until September anyway. So he's not cherry picking or dodging Fundora. Is he dodging Murtazaev? Murtazaev's ranked number 7 in the world. He has the IBF strap. Boxing fanatics throughout the world always say the IBF is the weaker of the belts. And Murtazaev's biggest victory came over a 44th ranked opponent named Jack Kolke from Germany. Is he dodging Murtazaev? So when we talk about cherry picking, we really want to challenge the thought. Who is Bud cherry picking? Who is he dodging? If you're going to say a 10-0 with 7 knockouts, Israil Madrimov is a cherry pick, you need to look further into his career. This guy has almost 100 amateur fights. He's an Uzbekian medalist. He's a switch hitter knockout artist who carries into the ring a 70% knockout to win ratio. He has footwork, he has agility, he's athletic. The guy is belted in judo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, meaning that he's a lifelong mixed martial artist, which shows about his mindset, his discipline, his patience, and his fight IQ. Into the ring come August, this is going to be a battle. Bud's never fought at 54. Madrimov is in his wheelhouse. Madrimov's coming in undefeated. It's his belt. He knows he's the underdog, but not by that much. Las Vegas doesn't have this fight too far apart. And as we get closer and closer, which is less than a month, people should probably start paying attention to Madrimov a bit more. So I'm gonna end the video with the same question I asked. Is Madrimov a cherry pick for Bud Crawford? Or is this just hearsay? And did we just debunk all that? Even if you don't agree with me, because I'm gonna tell you straight up, this is not a cherry pick. Madrimov is the toughest fight at 154. And if Bud Crawford wants to become undisputed in the 3 divisions, like he says he does, like we know he does, he has to beat Madrimov one day or later. So why not do it first? Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below.